This is Scott Becker with the Becker Private Equity Podcast and the Becker Business Podcast. Again, the first listener to this podcast that texts me at 773-766-5322, I will send a $100 Amazon gift certificate to as a thank you for listening, and we appreciate it greatly. So here's the discussion today. There was a lot of talk on X that states that if doctors spent more time on wellness versus sick care, we would be better off. So this is the concept that doctors somehow or another should be in charge of people being healthier and weller versus simply, taking care of things when people have trouble. And of course, there's a lot to be said for that. And the country as a whole ought to spend a lot more efforts on wellness and preventive care. I'm not sure how far it would go, but the idea is a good one. But to blame doctors for people's sickness and lack of health and well-being, I think is ludicrous. To give you a sense of numbers, we have around 900,000 practicing doctors in this country and about 345 million people. The doctors we have are desperately needed to keep up with patient needs. And I'll go a step further on this. The concept that doctors are the problem with wellness, and if that doctors would just focus on wellness, we'd all be better off, I think is such a ludicrous comment that it's almost worth not responding to, but I will. Here are a couple thoughts. You have to question, are doctors causing us to eat too much, to drink too much, to not exercise, to eat cookies? I can assure you, I know what I'm supposed to do, and notwithstanding whatever advice I get from my doctor, I often overeat at dinner more than I should. And that's not on the doctor, that's on me. And I think it's true for most of us. Of course, this isn't the doctor's problem or the doctor's fault. It doesn't mean the doctor's problem. He's got to deal with all of us that don't have the great willpower and preventive efforts we should have. But this all is a narrative that I think you get played out. You're seeing it played out some by the RFKs of the world. You see it some played out by others in the world. But it's a narrative that distracts from the real issue that we have, which is you all need a lot more doctors very, very badly. That's our discussion today on this concept of, doctors should focus on prevention, hogwash. Thank you for listening to the Becker Business Podcast, the Becker Private Equity Podcast. Thank you very, very much.